You want to hear something crazy at the end of the year? I mean, we're only mere days away from the end of 2024, so let's do something crazy. I think there is a, how do you say it, a link, a connection, a similarity between this album, Lost Embers by My Arrival, and Doctor Who. Yeah, you probably think, man, you are crazy, that's not possible. Well, let me try to convince you that it is possible, so stick around for that.
Hi, I'm Gijs.
Hi, I'm Greg.
I'm Ben.
And I'm Jarl.
And we are Sylvium. And you're watching LiveProg.
There is a reason I dusted off this old Sylvium promo. Hey everyone, welcome to LiveProg. I am Marcel Haster and I am here to tell a little bit about this beautiful album, My Arrival, Lost Embers. The second album of My Arrival. The first album was released in 2020. It's called Saturnine and Indigo, and if you have missed that one, well, I missed that one, so I went back and well, through streaming I had a chance to listen to that album, and I found out that album was just as beautiful as this one. So if you don't have that one and you get excited about this one just like I am, you're gonna have two albums to buy. I still have to make sure I get a copy of Saturnine and Indigo because, okay, let's calm down here. I'm getting ahead of myself here. There's, like I said, there's a link between Sylvium and My Arrival, and that is in the fact that the members of My Arrival, Ben van Gastel, Fred Box, and Richard de Geest, have all been at some point been a part of Sylvium. But outside that, Sylvium hasn't been active for quite a few years. And the guys have been active, working on new music, working on ideas, and they kind of met each other with a common idea that they wanted to make music a little bit differently than what they did with Sylvium, a bit more accessible to people who don't listen to prog. Also, people who listen to prog will definitely love this album, but people who are not, don't listen to prog, they might enjoy this album as well, and I really think they should listen to it, and I think they will enjoy it definitely, because it is absolutely beautiful music. So with that idea, they started working, and what I find interesting is that they put up a sort of a sci-fi framework around that music and around the lyrics and the whole story of what they bring with these albums. And the first one was a story about a man on the remnants of a dying planet searching for a new beginning. With this second album, he kind of continues that he has obviously found a place that might be a new home for mankind. And if we look around us in the world, I would almost say we might actually need that. But this album also has a bit of a personal touch to it, because this man also tries to send messages to his loved one, but seemingly to no avail. This story is coming from the first and last track on this album. The first track, Mind Caves, and the last track, At the Aphelion of Faith, these are kind of the log entries of the protagonist of this story. These logs are beautifully narrated by Richard de Geest. Now, what follows then, the next 7 tracks, starting from second song, Alone, then you get Sleep of No Dreaming, Rock, Starfall, So Close, and Lost Embers. These songs, they are separate songs, but when you listen, when you put on this album and you start to listen to it, it doesn't feel like they are separate songs. It feels like you are listening to one beautifully long, mesmerizing song. That is the idea I get when I listen to this album, and here comes what I mean about the analogy with the link between Doctor Who and this album. In Doctor Who, there's this alien species, sort of a villains, called the Silence. And the thing is, when you see the Silence, you see him. But when you look away, you completely forgot that it was there. That is what I have when I put on this music. It's a little bit of a twist, of course, but when I put on this music, I kind of forget where I am, what I'm doing, what I'm supposed to be doing. I forget all that as long as I've been listening to this music. From the moment the CD ends, then it's like, where am I? Oh, wait a second. oh my God, I should have done groceries. Now I don't have anything to eat, you know? Something like that. That is the idea I get with this album. I mean, when I was listening to this album, it is a cozy, it's a warm musical world that once I'm in there, I don't really want to leave, you know. And often when the album is ending, I just hit play again and then go back to this beautiful dream world where I am. Now, of course, it's a little escapism, but I think we are entitled to a little escapism if we look outside what's going on there. So, and when it comes to escapism, I'd say there's nothing better than this one. This is such a beautiful album. There's one slight moment where things are a little bit different, and that's why I mentioned these first 7 songs, because after that, after the title track Lost Embers, you get the song Castaway, and that's a little bit of a different sound. You get a little bit of a jolt when you get that. It's like, hey, what's this? It's not a jolt that, you know, would wake you up from your dream. You will keep on dreaming because it's still a very beautiful song, but it's a little rockier than the rest. And after that you get Your Voice, and then you get the closing track in it. But it all together, this is such beautiful music, and I love it very much, especially the vocals. I gotta be honest, the vocals play an important part. Now, when I initially heard this album, I think it was like the first 2 spins, 3 spins maybe, I was like, it's a little bit reminiscent of RPWL, and it's probably in the same vein. When you listen to RPWL, you're gonna love this. Definitely, but the more, you know, also with the vocals, I had the idea like it sounds a little bit like David Gilmour, maybe more like Yogi Lang, you know, that idea I got. But the more I listened to this album, and I can tell you, I lost count of how many times I played this album. I lost count, but the more I listened to this album, I started to, you know, pick out that it's different, you know. Richard de Geest does not sound like Yogi Lang. He sounds differently. He has a bit of a more husky voice. He still has a very beautiful voice. I could listen to that all day long. Also musically, there's a lot to offer there. There's a solid rhythm section in it by Fred Box. There are beautiful guitars in it. There are acoustic guitars in it. There are guitar solos in it. Everything you want in music, it is there. The keys are in there, but they don't really stand out as much. It's more like the sauce that connects everything. It's very beautiful. So yeah, it altogether it's an incredible album. That last track, At the Aphelion of Faith, there was something in it that I found remarkable. And I'm gonna take out the booklet and the lyrics here, because the last sentence of that log entry, that is very intriguing. Because it says there, I'm not sure if I should quit or continue. Well, gentlemen, Fred, Ben, Richard, if I may, please continue. Continue, make this beautiful music. Finish the trilogy. Don't stop there, of course. If you have more inspiration, don't stop there. But at least, you know, finish the trilogy. The ending leaves room for more. Sometimes it's nice to have an open ending and just leave it at there. But in this case, I say don't leave it hanging there. Make more of this beautiful music. I'm starting to sound a little bit like an addict here. Wait a minute, maybe I'm that far gone. That effect that this album has on me, that I crave for more. Whoa, alright. Again, let's pace myself. Yeah, it is absolutely beautiful music. I really hope these guys are gonna make more of it. But of course, that's up to them. For now, all I can say is, if you don't have a copy of this album, My Arrival Lost Embers, you are missing out on some seriously beautiful music. I didn't do a top 10 or whatever of best albums of 2024. But if I would have made one, I can assure you that this album would be in the top 3. It is a fantastic album, it's a brilliant album, it's a beautiful album. I had nothing but praise for it. Yeah, that's it. So, it's up to you now. Get yourself a copy, start listening to this album. And if you have the album, if you have listened to it, let me know how much you love it. Let me know in the comments, how much do you love this album? Let me know, I'm curious about that. Right, thank you for watching. And let's see if we got another review coming up this year. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in 2025.